everyone, we are back again for another card class tutorial. Thank you for purchasing the kit. This is just going to teach you how to assemble and some of the basic things. Now the first thing that I would do is I would take my kit, so you've got your envelope. I'm going to pop that to the side there. You'll have some pearls that I'm not doing in the class. You have your slimline base. I always use the same size base. Slimline bases have not yet become standard in the industry. It's been maybe 2 years now since slimline have really come about. I tend to use, when I cut my paper, I cut 8 by 9. So when I score on the 8, on the 4 on the 8 side, so that my cards end up being 4 by 9. So they do fit in a regular number 10, I think it is, envelope. You can get them easily at Costco, BJ, Staples, any regular place like that. So if you decide to make slimline, just be sure that you look at the size card that you're making versus the envelope, because again, slimline is not a standard size. So same is true with dies. So just be mindful of that if you aren't already. So you've got your 3, your 2, you've got some flowers here. We're gonna deal with the flowers last. Now, you also have pearls. Like I said, I'm not doing the pearls in class with you. I'll show you how to adhere them if you're not sure, but piece of cake. And that's really where the creativity comes in. You can take a look at the picture on the website to see where I placed mine, but you can put them anywhere you want. They're your cards. There's no wrong way. So the first thing that I would do, and if you saw my pile here, you see that I already did it. I went through and I poked out anything that needed to with a regular pokey tool. I'm sure you have one at home. If you don't, you can contact Long Island Craft Shop, and if you order more cards, or if you're ordering something else, or if you're not ordering something but need this, go ahead and ask them. They usually have them in stock, but kind of necessary if you're gonna start playing with dies for sure. All right, so we're going to, this is kind of an easy one. We're going to take our card base here, and we're going to take these 3. Now, you're going to forgive me for just a second here, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take one. Now you will see that there is like a right side and a not right side. If you take a look at yours, you'll see that one side just looks smoother and nicer, and the other side definitely looks like it's been cut. It just doesn't look as nice. So use the nice side. All we're going to do is we're going to put the first one in the middle. I wouldn't glue them yet. And then we're going to overlap them corner to corner. And that's how we're going to make our lovely design. See that? Piece of cake, right? Piece of cake. Now, I will say this. If the video is going a little too fast for you, or if I'm speaking a little too quickly for you, my apologies, but that is the benefit of a video. You can put it on pause, you can rewind it, you can catch up as you need to, you can come back to it later even. So I'm going to start with the middle piece here. I'm gonna try to make sure, now if I was doing this for real, because I'm like that, I would get a piece of grid paper. Most Close to My Heart sells it, Stampin' Up! Usually sells it. I would get something like that just so that I didn't have to eyeball it, because I am no good with straight or center. Those are not my fortes. I even get a ruler and line it up among there and then try to get it quite right, but I'm gonna skip that and hope for the best today. I am using it in a smaller bottle, but I am using this, the Barely Arts Dries Clear Glue. You can get this at the store also. You can ask Christina about adding it to your order if you need to. This comes with lots of tips. It comes with a bigger nozzle here that you see. It comes with a precision fine tip here, super fine. Can you see that? Super fine tip. And then a super long, can you see that there? Yeah, a super long pin. So the pin is very important, of course, because it'll keep your glue, I'm not even gonna try that, because it'll keep your glue from drying out. And all of this comes with it. The green is like a little stopper you can stick right on the top. All of these are interchangeable and come off. I do like the Arts Clear Glue, so then let's start with gluing the centerpiece on. I do like the Arts Glue, the Art Glitter Glue, the Dries Clear. It doesn't have glitter in it. But we live in New York, and a lot of places won't ship it to New York during the colder months because the glue has a problem with freezing temperatures. So it will actually cause the glue to not work. But this, the Barely Art Glue, does not have that same problem. One of the reasons that I like working with glue for this, and especially a dries clear glue is one, because I'm messy, but two, because it gives you a little bit of time to move things around, unlike a dry glue, and also you won't see it, which you would with, say, a Tombow. So now you're going to take your second one, and again on the back, you're going to put a little bit of glue. You don't need much, you don't need it everywhere, you don't need it in every spot, it's going to stay. And it's not like a scrapbook page, right? It's not gonna stay forever. You're giving the card to someone who you hope will keep it, but it's not meant to last as long as a scrapbook page, so it'll be okay. Now, you have these dots here in the corner. I hope you can see them, like the bigger pieces in the corners. You're going to take this corner and that corner, and you are going to line it up over your other one, and then you're going to glue it down so that you have that diamond shape overlap when you're done. And we have kids in the background if you can hear them, sorry about that. Okay, so then we're going to take our third and remaining one, and I'm actually putting too much glue on this in too many spots, got a little glue happy, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the two corners, I'm going to overlap them. This time though, as you see when I do it, the two outer ones overlap each other as well. You see that in the middle there, so it kind of makes an X. Now you can do it where they're touching, and in the sample that's online, these two are touching, not overlapping, or you can do it where they're overlapping. It's your card, do what you want with it. I just happen to do it that way. I also see that mine is not straight, surprise, surprise. Now what I'm going to do with the rest of these is I'm going to take, I'm just looking at my sample on the phone. I'm going to take my orange pieces here. And again, make sure that everything that you need to is poked out of them. And I'm going to cut it down the center. I would normally use smaller scissors for this. You know, I love my yellow cutter bees, right? Who doesn't love those? But I didn't bring them today. So I'm just going to use regular scissors because regular scissors work just fine. I'm going to pick the side that I want. Now I'm using the side here that's indented, not the sides with the points at the end, and it makes no difference whatsoever. You are going to take, and again, you may have to press these down a little bit, but it will stick, I promise you. You're going to put glue on the back, and again, you have the same thing. You have one side that looks nicer than the other side. You're going to put glue on the back, and then you are going to bump it up against the die. Now, there may be overhang. You see there's some overhang, right? And then you're just going to snip it off. If you don't like it that way, if you prefer to put them, I'm going to do it this way so you see it there. If you prefer to do it this way, so that the flat edges are here, and then you want to snip because you like the way that looks better than the way this looks. Okay, so you've got both options there. Do whichever way you want. Do whatever way you like best, because again, it's your card and there's no wrong way. I am actually going to do it the other way, but remember the original way. Remember, you don't want to put glue necessarily on all the sides. You don't want glue on the side that you're going to have to snip off because you don't want to get that on your scissor. So just be mindful of that as you pop them on. All right, so there's one, and again, it's okay if they overlap. You don't have to have them overlap. Whatever works for you is the right way. So there's another business in the building as well, so when you hear all of these bumps and things, that's what's going on. You may hear like saws in the background. The other business is amazing too. You should see what they do. Ugh. Incredible designers. When you're here in person, ask Bridget to show you some of the stuff they've made, or take a look at it online. I believe it's online under Big Apple Props. It's amazing, some of the stuff they do, and they do it all with foam. I just saw a giant statue in there. It's incredible. Okay, so I would wait for that to dry before I did, see, that's why I would wait for that to dry before I did anything with my scissors and started cutting. So for now, I'm gonna stick that to the side and I'm going to work on my flowers. Now, the first thing I'll probably do is match them up and color my green. So I'm using Memento, this way probably, Memento bamboo leaves. And again, I'm pretty sure they have a couple of them here, though Memento tends to run out pretty quick. You can use any green you have though, whether it's a Memento, a Distress ink, an oxide ink, whatever the case may be. And I just like a blending brush because I just like them better, but you use whatever you have. You can also put it direct to paper and drag it, though you will get a darker color. And you'll see that I did that on another video that we just recorded, but I don't know if they'll be posted at the same time. So I don't mind that it's got two different things, like it looks like I went heavy in one and not really on the other, because nothing's perfect in nature either. Same with the flowers, they came pre-colored for you because I used a close to my heart paper and you needed that ink and they are retired. So we did that for you so you didn't have to worry about coloring those, but green ink is green ink really. So I'm going to take, I have 2 big, 2 large, 3 medium, 1 small. I'm going to put a large and a medium, and then a small with the medium. That's how I'm going to group them. So, to shape flowers, if you haven't done it before, and Heartfelt Creations, that's where I learned it, has lots of videos for you to take a look at if you are unsure about what I'm doing. But it's so easy, trust me. So easy. So you turn them face down for what we're doing, so it's ink side down. Then you're going to take a spray bottle, your mini mister, whatever the case is, what you have, we all have them in our stash. You're going to hold it about a foot over, and yep, nope, I'm not close, about a foot over, and you're just going to spritz once. Now I missed a little bit because I had the bottle turned, but normally, see, that did it. If you spritz it too much, then when you shape the flowers, they'll start to break the paper and rip, and you don't want that. So with the bigger flowers, I'm just going to go around the petals like that. Literally just end to end, go around and then around again, around again. Now notice I'm not touching the flowers. You don't want to do that because it stops them from shaping around and around again. If you want to, you can press them in the middle too if you don't like that there. So around and around. And again, if it's too fast, go ahead and pause that video. When you're done with all of them, and I'm gonna do them all here, you're just gonna press down. Now I tend to just press down really hard because you see how that pops up. Let me see if you can see how that pops up. Do it this way and it's hot, but when you press, see how that pops up? So on the smaller ones, I'm just really going to do like a little circle in the leaves, and then you'll see the leaves pop up. In the very small ones, the tiniest one, I'm just going to press real hard on my shaping mat with my flower shaping tool. And again, if you don't have these, you can add them to your order at Long Island Craft Stop. Make sure you get the shaping mat too, because these are useless without the mat. Can you use, and remember, don't touch the flowers. Can you use any other mat? It's just a rubber mat, it's just a foam mat. Actually, you cannot. Believe me, we've tried this over the years, and even the people at Heartfelt who, you know, would want to sell it to you, even they say no, and they're right. I've been doing this for over a decade with the instructor, and it just doesn't give the same thing. You really need this. Now, they're using the McGill ones, and that's fine. Heartfelt Creations now makes their own. That's fine too. So the leaves, after you've colored them, you're gonna turn them over, again a foot, spritz once. For the leaves, I usually just go around and then down the middle. So I just kind of shape around the outline. Now, if it's giving you trouble, then just go around. It may mean that it's not wet enough, but then just push it down, like pounce it. But I always go back and do this on the leaves, right at the very bottom. That way it gives me a little lip or a little ledge for the glue to stick to and for the leaf to go under. Okay, so now we're going to shape our leaves. You should never shape them on your mat. I always do, but you never should because you get glue on your mat and you ruin it. But I have extras at home just for that reason, and I like the look. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue in the center. I'm going to offset, see if you can get that a little bit better. I'm going to offset the leaves, and then with my small end, I'm just gonna press. That's really it. I'm gonna take my last largest, I'm gonna put, you see, just a little drop of glue in the middle, not much. I'm gonna offset these leaves. I'm gonna press in the middle. I'm gonna put it to the side. The little one, the medium one, little drop of glue. I'm gonna offset these leaves. I'm gonna press, I'm gonna put it to the side. That's it, easy peasy, right? So by this point, I can go back to my card, and if I have anything overlapping, I'm just gonna snip it. This is one of those cards where it's pretty even, like it's the same whether you forget to check if it's upside or not, if you did it, you know, with the fold facing out. Now you see here, I may look like I need some glue, so you can go ahead and add more glue if you need to at that point. And what I would do with the flowers, I like my flowers on one side of the card, but again, it's your card. You do whatever you would like to do with the card. There is nothing here to stop your creativity. You got pearls with your cards. I would do my pearls before I add all my flowers. Now I'm not doing the pearls here with you, but I would do the pearls first and then stick it aside to let it dry. Again, do it with this glue because it dries clear. If you don't have like a sticky stick or one of these pickup kind of, can you see this? One of these pickup kind of pencils. They do sell these at the store. I believe you can ask about them as well. You do need something with the pearls to pick them up. This one needs to be sharpened. You just sharpen it, pick it up, works like a charm, works every time. They sell lots of different versions in lots of different places. So you may have one in your stash, take a look. But if you're going to start making cards with things like rhinestones and pearls, these are key. If you use a lot of rhinestones on your scrapbook pages, these pencils are really it, or something like it. So you would do, again, a little bit of glue at a time, do a couple, put your pearls, put the glue, put a couple more pearls, because the glue does tend to dry, not quick, but quick enough. So for my flowers, all I'm going to do is I'm going to place them first where I want them. Now I want them on the side. I always like my little one in the middle. I may overlap it. I mean, you can pop dot it if you want to. I'm not going to, but you can pop dot it if you want to. But I do want to make sure that my leaves, my flowers are enough where my leaves are not going to overhang the card. And I don't really want to do the leaves first because I'm not exactly sure where I'll want them to be. You can though, and let's do it that way just so that you see. If you know that you want those leaves to be there, fine. Put a little bit of glue on the end, put it to where you want, and hold it down then with that little stylus there for a minute. But now you've committed to where your flowers are going to be. And again, I do that off camera, I'm sorry. I just put a little bit of glue here. I'm gonna line it up to the edge. I'm just gonna hold it with the stylus. And now I'm gonna put my flowers on. I'm gonna take my glue, and this time I'm gonna put a decent amount, you know, because I want it to stay, right? So I'm just going to put it right there. Just right over, not completely over the leaf, enough so you can see the leaf, but not so you can see the edge of the leaf. I'm gonna do my other one that way as well, the other large one. And again, because I don't have the pearls in the centers yet, I can still do this way. And this is why I say, you know, wait to see, do the pearls last in the flower, but do the pearls first over here, because if you are missing a spot and then it looks weird, you don't have a pearl, but you know, it's impossible to get to, it's not a big deal. So your pearls are on. So now you can either pop dot this to raise it, but you will probably see that pop dot. I just don't tend to, because I already have the pearls, it's already dimension. I don't, you know, maybe I want to mail this and I want to make sure it gets there. You know, maybe I don't want them all in a row, but that's it. That's all there is to this. So again, you would stick it aside to dry. Your pearls should be dry at that point. I would let my pearls dry for a little while, a couple hours, before I even decided to do anything about putting it in the mail. So these are all definitely cards that I would probably do in advance of that, even if it was just by a day. All right, so there's your card. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Long Island Craft Stop. I hope that you'll take another class with us again, and remember, if it was too fast for you, don't worry. Go back, rewind, pause where you need to. Have a great day, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.